Glorified be Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Glorified be Thou Kakadesh, Kwam Jasharala. Greetings to the hopeful elect. Alright, led by the Spirit. We're going to do book of Acts, chapter 15. This is the conflict over circumcision. Because a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the hopeful one-third remnant, you know what I'm saying, are struggling with completely circumcising their hearts, which is your mind. And a certain man came down from Judea and taught the brethren, unless you are circumcised according to the customs of Moses, you cannot be saved. Therefore, when Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and dispute with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas had certain others of them should go up to Jerusalem to the apostles and elders about the question. So, being sent on their way by the church, they passed through Phoenicia and Samaria, describing the conversion of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy to all the brethren. And when they had come to Jerusalem, they were received by the church and the apostles and the elders, and they reported all things that Elohim had done with them. But some of the sect of the Pharisees who believed rose up, saying, "It is necessary to circumcise them, and not to command them to keep the law of Moses." Now Jerusalem said, "But see, you have to circumcise your heart, man, which is your mind." Now the Jerusalem council, now the apostles and elders came together to consider this matter. And when there had been much dispute, Peter rose up and said to them, "Men and brethren, you know that a good while ago Yahweh Elohim chose among us that by mouth the Gentiles should hear the word of the gospel and believe. So Elohim, who knows the heart, acknowledged them by giving them the Holy Spirit, just as he did to us, and made no distinction between us and them, purifying their hearts by faith. Now therefore, why do you test Elohim by putting a yoke on the neck of the disciples which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? But we believe that through the grace of Elohim, through Mashiach Yahweh Shai, we shall be saved in the same manner as they." Then all the multitude kept silent and listened to Barnabas and Paul declare how many miracles and wonders Elohim had worked through the men amongst the Gentiles. But after they had become silent, James answered, saying, "Men and brethren, listen to me. Simon has declared how Elohim at first visited the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. And with this the word of the prophets agreed, just as it is written. After this I will return, and I will rebuild the tabernacle of David, which has fallen. I will rebuild its ruins, and I will set it up, so that the rest of mankind may seek the Most High, even all the Gentiles who are called by my name, says the Lord, who does all these things. Known to Elohim from eternity all his works. Therefore I judge that we that we should not trouble those from amongst the Gentiles who are turning to Elohim, but that we write to them to abstain from things polluted by idols, from sexual immorality, from things strangled, and from blood. For Moses has had throughout many generations those who preach him in every city, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath." Yeah, man, basically, man, especially, to the northern kingdom, you know what I'm saying, because they're full of idolatry, man, and sexual immorality, man, and things that strangle you, which are those things, and bloodthirsty, shedding blood. Refrain from those things and turn back. Because you know what? He was promised in Jeremiah that he would reunite all 12 tribes, you know what I'm saying? As in the beginning. It says Jerusalem's decree. Then it pleased the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, who has also named Barnabas, and Silas, leading men amongst the brethren. They wrote this letter by them, the apostles, the elders, and the brethren. To the brethren who are of the Gentiles in Antioch, Syria, and Cilicia, greetings. Since we have heard that some who went out from us have troubled with you with words, unsettling your souls, saying you must be circumcised and keep the law, to whom we have no such commandment, it seems good to us, being assembled with one accord, to send chosen men to you with our beloved Barnabas and Paul, men who have risked their lives for the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai. We have therefore sent Judas and Silas, who will also report the same things by the word of mouth. For it seemed good to the Holy Spirit and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things, that you abstain once again from things offered to idols, from blood, from things strangled, and from sexual morality. If you keep yourself from these, you will do well. Farewell. See? Those things are totally not accepted because they're not of the Spirit. They offend the Father, and you have to stay away from them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see salvation, that's just the bottom line. See? Have some self-discipline, man. Continuing ministry and seriousness. So when they went So when they were sent off, they came to Antioch, and when they had gathered the multitude together, they delivered the letter. When they had read it, they rejoiced over its encouragement. Now Judas and Silas themselves, being prophets, also exhorted and strengthened the brethren in many words. And after they had stayed there for a time, they were sent back with greetings for the brethren and to the apostles. However, it seemed good to Silas to remain there. Paul and Barnabas also remained in Antioch, teaching and preaching the word of Mashiach Yahushua with many others also. It says here, division over John and Mark. Then after some days, Paul said to Barnabas, let us go back and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Mashiach Yahushua and see how they are doing. Now Barnabas was determined to take with them John called Mark, but Paul insisted that they should not take with them the one who had departed from them in Pamphylia and had not gone with them to the work. Then the contention became so sharp that they parted from one another. So Barnabas took Mark and sailed to Cyprus, but Paul chose Silas and departed, being commanded by the brethren to the grace of Yahushua and Mashiach. And he went through Syria and Cilicia, strengthening the church. Now let's do chapter 16, man. Basically, this is to the Gentiles, man. Get rid of all your iniquity, your old ways, man, and come anew. Timothy joins Paul and Silas, it says here. Then he came to Derbe and Lystra, and behold, a certain disciple was there, named Timothy, the son of a certain Jewish woman who believed, but his father was Greek. He was well spoken by the brethren who were at Lystra and Iconium. Paul wanted to have him go on with him, and he took him and circumcised him because of the Jews who were in the region, for they all knew that his father was Greek. And as they went through the cities, they delivered to them the decrees to keep, which were determined by the apostles and the elders in Jerusalem. So so the church was strengthened in the faith and increased in numbers daily. It says the Macedonian call. Now, yeah, because see, Timothy, his father was a heathen, man, but you know what I'm saying, he doesn't mean that you have to be what your father was, man. You know, you can see the light, man. All right, Macedonian call. Now, when they had gone through Phrygia and the region of Galatia, they were forbidden by the Holy Spirit to preach the word in Asia, because they're heathens. But after they had come to Mysia, they tried to go in Bithynia, but the Spirit did not permit them. So passing by Mysia, they came down to Troas. And a vision appeared to Paul in the night. A man of Macedonia stood and pleaded with him, saying, come over to Macedonia and help us. Now, after he had seen the vision, immediately we sought to go to Macedonia, concluded that the Lord had called us to preach the gospel to them. Lydia, baptized at Philippi, says, therefore, sailing from Troas, we ran a straight course to Samothrace, and next day came to Neapolis, and from there Philippi, which is the foremost city of the part of Macedonia, colony, and we were staying in that city for some days. And on the Sabbath day we went out of the city to the riverside. There prayer was customary made, and we sat down and spoke to the woman who we met there. Now a certain woman named Lydia heard us. She was a seller of purple from the city of Thyatira, who worshipped Yahweh Elohim, and Mashiach Yahushua opened her heart to heed the things spoken by Paul. And when she and her household were baptized, she begged us, saying, if you have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come to my house and stay. So she persuaded them. Now it says Paul and Silas in prison. Now it happened so we went to pray that a certain slave girl possessed with a spirit of divination met us. Yeah, man, sorcery. Brought her masters much profit by the fortune telling. This girl followed Paul and us and cried out, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Elohim, who proclaim to us the ways of salvation. And this she did for many days. But Paul, greatly annoyed, turned and said to the spirit, I command you in the name of Mashiach Yahushua to come out of her. And he came out that very hour. But when her masters saw that their hope of profit was gone, they seized Paul and Silas and dragged them into the marketplace to the authorities. And they brought them to the magistrate, and they said, these men, having been Jews, exceedingly trouble our city, and they teach customs which are not lawful for us, being Romans, to receive or observe. Then the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrate tore off their clothes and commanded him to be beaten with rods. And when they had laid many strips on them, they threw them in prison, commanded the jailer to keep them secure. Having received such a charge, he put them into the prison and fastened their feet in the stocks. Yeah, man, basically because I'm just kind of saying that that unclean spirit and that girl is going to be like the fake Israelites, man. They're going to be trying to claim that they're part of the one-third remnant, hopefully elect, man, but they're deceivers, man, and they work for agents, you know what I'm saying? Edomites or just other, other deities. It says the Philippians jail saved, but at midnight Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to Elohim, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly there was a great earthquake, so the foundations of the prisons were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open and everyone's chains were loose. And the keeper of the prison, awaking from sleep and seeing the prison doors open, supposing the prisoner had fled, drew his sword and was about to kill himself. But Paul called with a loud voice, saying, "Do yourself no harm, for we are all here." Then he called for a light, ran in, and fell down trembling before Paul and Silas. And he brought them out and said, "Sir, what must I do to be saved?" So they said, "Believe in Mashiach Yahushua, and you will be saved in your household." Then they spoke the word of Elohim to him and to all who were in the house. And he took them the same hour of the night and washed their stripes, and immediately he and all his family were baptized. Now when he had brought them into the house, he set food before them, and he rejoiced, having believed in Elohim with all his household. So man, the prison guard, man, he was saved, man, after he recognized, saying that these were prophets and they were speaking the truth. Paul refuses to depart secretly. And when it was day, the magistrate sent the officers, saying, "Let those men go." So the keeper of the prison reported these words to Paul, saying, "The magistrate has sent to let you go. Now therefore depart and go in peace." But Paul said to them, "They have beaten us openly and condemned Romans, and have thrown us in prison, and now they do put us out secretly? No, indeed, let them come themselves and get us out." And the officers told these words to the magistrate, and they were afraid when they heard that they were Romans. Then they came and pleaded with them and brought them out and asked him to depart from the city. So they went out of prison into the house of Lydia, and they had seen the brethren. They encouraged them and departed. So basically, they became believers, you know what I'm saying? They became believers, man. I hope this was edifying, man. The primary thing also, too, is what it says here that it preaches, man, that, I'm saying, when it says here for you to, mainly for the Northern Kingdom, man, it says here, that to abstain from things offered to idols. That means like food or drinks or whatever, so, or unholy festivals. From blood, that means blood slaying, and the false doctrines of Christianity, and things that strangle, and from sexual immorality. See, keep yourself from these, and you will do well. That's the main point of this, man. I hope this was edifying, man. Glorify be Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai. Stay the course, you know what I'm saying. Continue to edify and give exhortations to each other. Pick each other up, man, and keep working and grinding, because we're almost about out of here. And on that note, I want to say Shalom.